Should I be able to hear you?
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is really true, is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show. Everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 34 years ago, I was a dumbass. But today, 34 years later, through the grace of God, I can honestly say now I'm a smart ass. And yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey, and that's what I was. I'm saying all that to say this. There are a lot of people out there struggling, even with health issues, right? So I want you to know someone is listening. I'm a nutritional health coach. I'm also a recovery coach. All my services to you are free. Please, please reach out. If you think my book can help someone, because I sure do, you can go right to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing, BAM, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. And you can go to my website, www.geripetito.com. My book is now on audio with my voice, guys. Simon & Schuster wanted to put my book audio with someone else's voice. I was like, no way. My producer, Ruben Rodriguez, owner of Hamilton Radio and Iron Horse Films, is now doing audiobooks with your voice. So if there's any authors out there interested, please reach out to me. Now listen, guys, if you truly, truly, truly cannot afford my book, please reach out to me about that as well. I'm here to help you. So I've got a really cool guest, and people who know me know I've traveled all over the world. I love accents, okay? I love seeing how other people live. I'm on cloud nine, okay, with this beautiful lady here today. So let me first introduce her. Liz Lenten, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
So your band is called We Are Auburn, correct?
Correct, Auburn, yes.
Okay, so where in the UK do you live?
I live in a little tiny village in the countryside, right in the middle of in Lincolnshire, called Gosperton Reisgate, which is literally the middle of nowhere. And the rest of my band live mainly around London and Brighton.
So stay a little closer to the camera so that we can hear you better, so you don't break up. Okay. So now, so you're in a little tiny town in the
Yeah.
Do you
Teeny
have
little village.
Do you have a little village? Do you have like places where you perform there?
No, not in the village. Not in the village. There's nothing there at all. Just cabbages, fields of cabbages, and nothing there at all.
Okay, okay. So now, how long have you been singing? Are you a singer-songwriter?
I am, yes, and I've been singing since I was 5 years old.
Oh,
And
wow.
writing songs for that long as well.
Wait, you've been writing songs since you were 5?
Yeah, the first song I wrote when I was 5 was about a lion.
Okay. So did you ever take voice lessons?
I did, yes. I had singing lessons from the age of 10. I used to sing classical music, believe it or not. And I had singing lessons from the age of 10. I did all my singing exams, growing up. And then I suppose, dumped everything I learned and just did my own thing eventually.
So, do you play any instruments?
I play guitar and I play a little bit piano and a bit of bass and a bit drums.
So you play a little bit of a few different instruments.
Yeah, I play a bit of everything.
I love that. Did you have lessons for your instruments?
No, my dad taught me the guitar,
Oh.
and apart from that, it's just pick up and play. I did actually have some piano lessons when I was younger, but I was pretty bad, so the piano teacher told me to never mention his name.
I love that. Okay. So, all right. But you play your guitar.
Yeah.
Okay. And, all right. So things are, a little different in the U.S. and right? They're a little different, UK and all that. So who were some of your musical influences growing up?
Okay, so I loved Bonnie Raitt.
Okay. Yeah.
Growing up hero. I loved Billie Holiday. I loved Dolly Parton. I loved Elvis Presley.
Heck yeah, girl.
I loved Ella Fitzgerald. I loved all the jazz, the old jazz stuff. That's what I love. And Blondie, I loved Blondie. I was obsessed with Debbie Harry and Joan Armatrading and just singer-songwriters, really.
All right, so let's talk about Elvis for a minute, baby.
Oh, yes.
So
let's talk about him all night.
Okay, so everyone who knows me knows I'm an oldies doo-wop and Elvis girl. Okay, forget it.
Okay,
but
cool.
I love everyone you mentioned. I love music. I love every artist out there. They're amazing, But I'm an Elvis girl. So do you have this is kind of a hard question. Do you have a favorite Elvis song?
Yes.
You do?
A little less conversation.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Love that track. Love it so much.
People laugh and they tell me that should be my favorite because I talk so much. Okay, that's so cool. Usually people can't really say, okay, this is my favorite because there's so many. And you know what I mean? You did that so quick. All right, girl. All right, girl. So I'm also an artist and I see you have tattoos.
I do.
And I love tattoos. I only have a tiny little one and it hurts so bad I couldn't get any more. But I love looking.
I found my niece got so annoyed with me. I find it really relaxing. I have one on the back of my neck here that is a necklace that was my mum's. And I literally nodded off. You had to keep waking me up because I was like, oh.
All right, so you need help.
Yes. I have a high pain.
Stay close. Stay closer. When you go back and talk, you cut out. Okay. There you go. That's so cool. All right. So now let's talk a little bit about your musical career with your band. Tell us who the members are and a little bit about your journey with it.
So Auburn, we formed Auburn in 1999. So just over 25 years ago, with Mark Gustafina, known as Gus, who's still a guitarist with the band. We both play guitar, but he plays lead, I play with him. He's also a co-writer. We've been writing together for 30 years as well. Our drummer, Pat Garvey, he's just wonderful. He plays with loads of really cool people. He's just toured with Osric Tentacles, but he's played with everybody from James to, oh God, you name it. I can't list too many. So Pat Garvey, bass players, we have a couple of people. We have the lovely Heavenly Jevon, who plays with, oh God, he plays with so many different people, I can't even remember. They're basically all people with more of a collective than a band, really. So Gus and I are the mainstay and Pat, but then we've got a few different people that play bass with us. We've got a few different people that do harmonies. I run a youth choir. So basically my kids from my youth choir, the older kids, come and out on tour with me. Usually one of them will come to harmonies.
Okay, so why don't we give everyone a treat and let's play one of your songs. We have a couple of them. Producer, let's play one of the songs. And then we're going to talk about this song.
Okay. Thick black coffee in a broken cup. Best damn thing I've ever tasted. Greasy table in a rundown trap store. Oh, this moment won't be wasted. Smoke and dust hanging in the air, and the sweet smell of gasoline. It's beautiful, so beautiful, just breathing in. Yeah, it's good to be here. Oh yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to be anywhere. It's good to be anywhere. Empty beach on a cloudy day, and kids screaming, playing football in the park. 1,000 people on a crowded subway, a moment's silence, just me and my beating heart. Yeah, it's good to be here. Oh yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to be anywhere. In the click of my fingers, this could all disappear and it could all change. Oh, isn't it strange? Oh God, it's good to be here. Yeah, it's good to be anywhere. Oh, it's good. Yes, it's good to be. Oh, it's so good to be anywhere. Thick black coffee in a broken cup. Best thing I've ever tasted.
That is absolutely beautiful. I mean it. Tell us about that song.
Thank you. So it really is a song about just being glad to be alive. I was at a songwriting retreat with Martin Sutton, the songwriter written with Leanne Rimes, Backstreet Boys. And we were in a song retreat up in the mountains, in a beautiful little village in the mountains in Spain. And there was a lot of mosquitoes there, so we were getting eaten alive, and it was extremely hot. And we just both looked at each other and went, it's good to be here then. And we were like, it's good to be anywhere, actually. It's just good to be alive. And the song was just written really quickly. And it's just about the simple, everyday things in life that you sometimes, I suppose, that you don't really think about. Just those little things in life that you can appreciate. Just being happy.
When did you record that?
We recorded that, so we wrote it in July, and we recorded it, I think it was about October last year, and then it came out January.
Your voice is beautiful.
Thank you. Wow, thank you.
Wow. So now, who have you met that you always wanted to meet in the industry, and who have you never gotten to meet that you wish you could have?
Well, I've never met Bonnie Raitt properly. I've seen her, and I just stood and stared in a really embarrassing fangirl kind of it's her. So I would like to, if she did notice me, she would have just seen me stood in the corner going at her. So I'd love to meet her properly, and like really, really meet her properly, and actually have a conversation and tell her everything I love about her and everything that I think is amazing about her. So I'd really love to meet Bonnie Raitt. Who have I met? God, I've met lots of really cool people actually. I'm trying to think who I've met that kind of blew me away. Let me think. Because I ran a studio in London for several years, and so we used to get various people coming in and out of the studio there. And I was obsessed with the Bay City Rollers as a child.
Oh, okay.
I had to wear tartan and the big socks. And so when I met Les McEwen, who was the one that I liked from the Bay City Rollers, I really liked meeting him. And like meeting him and getting to know him as a person, because he'd been this pop star that as a kid I'd been obsessed with. So it was nice to meet him and get to know him. But I've met lots of really cool people. I'm trying to think off the top of my head who I've met that you might know. But yeah, people like that. I met some really interesting people
Very cool.
I ran the studio that would just come in and go.
Now, have you ever like traveled and entertained in the U.S.?
I have. I've recorded 4 albums in Nashville with the wonderful Tom Jutz.
Okay.
And so that's been, well, each time is an experience and is wonderful. And then I played a really cool showcase in New Orleans for E Entertainment,
Okay.
who were our distributors at the time. And that was a crazy gig. There was about 7 bands on, and the venue was probably about the size of this kitchen. It was tiny. It had 150 very drunk E Entertainment delegates in. And it was a blast of a night. And then, the sound was probably the worst sound of our professional career, but the atmosphere was just magical. So, yeah, I definitely go back to New Orleans and play there anytime.
You've never been to like New Jersey, New York?
No, not for gigs. I mean, years ago I did a couple of like open mics and things in New York, but it's really quite difficult as a UK artist to get a visa to work.
Yeah, I'm sure.
In the States, it's kind of tricky and it's
Okay.
kind of expensive. So no, I've recorded there, but I haven't actually done a lot of gigging there at all.
Okay. So obviously your family was very supportive.
They were.
Amazing. Um, so let me ask you this. As far as songs, other than Elvis, I'm just saying like songs that you grew up with. Do you have any that you sing that you love that resonate with you to this day?
Yeah, when I was 16, I was in a jazz band doing old school jazz, all the Billie Holiday stuff, and Ella Fitzgerald, and I still love. There's a Billie Holiday. Well, there's a whole load of Billie Holiday songs. Lover Man, one of my favourite songs of all time. I can't sing that without being 16 again and hearing that. But a lot of that repertoire, the stuff that I learned when I first started gigging, Can't Take That Away From Me, Willow Weep For Me, all those really old Billie Holiday songs. I still love singing them to this day.
Were your parents fans of that music?
Yeah, they were, very much.
So that's how
Yeah.
you got introduced to it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Well, they loved Elvis. They loved Dolly Parton. They loved it. So I did, because that's what I heard growing up, I suppose.
Wow. Okay.
And reggae. I was big into reggae.
Oh, I love reggae.
Yeah, I was huge into reggae as a teenager. But in fact, I did my first ever recording when I was 16 at a little reggae studio in Leicester. And it was like a four floors. So the vocal booth was on the bottom floor, and you had to go up 3 flights of stairs to get to the control room to have a listen. And then they'd be like, yeah, can you go and do that bit again? So then you'd go 4 flights down the stairs, and you'd bump into all these kind of Rastafarian guys on the way up. It was just magical. I loved reggae. I loved all that music growing up.
Have you ever sang any reggae songs?
I have, yeah. I've got a song on one of my albums. The track is called Daydreaming, and that's got a proper reggae vibe. And actually, one of the new songs that I've just done. I know this sounds weird, but it's a song that I wrote with Michael Garvin and Sharon Vaughan and a wonderful girl from Kingston, Jamaica called Janet, and it's a mixture of country and reggae. It's coming out in a couple of months. It's a really cool vibe, actually.
All right, so I have some silly questions for you, okay?
Okay.
With your accent. All right, so all these amazing singers that have these incredible accents from all over the world, but once they get to the mic, it sounds like American. Right? They don't really have that accent. So, you singing reggae, does it sound like Rastafarian or
No,
does it sound
sounds like me singing.
sounds
in
like you
English.
singing? That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, and no, I don't put on. I always sing as me, and I know I run a youth choir, and they all sing with this American accent, and I tell them off for it.
So so you see what I'm saying, right?
I see, like the kids in the choir, they'll sing "World Girl." That's very American, and I want in open vowels. I'm like "World Girl."
I
There's
love
no
it.
R.
Right. I wish
The R is
everyone would
silent.
sing with their own accent.
Yeah, exactly. No, I make my choir, my youth choir, sing with an authentic English accent.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to hear that. Okay, that's great. So now, let's play our second song and then we'll have you talk about it. Okay, producer, here we go.
Life is rough when every bone is aching. Feels like your back is breaking and you can't stop shaking. Tomorrow is a day away. Don't give up. Don't give up. 'Cause you're more than enough. You see, you got this. Don't give up. Times are tough. You can't see the path ahead. Struggling out of bed. Slept but got no rest. Tomorrow is a day away. Don't give up. Don't give up. 'Cause you're more than enough. You see, oh, you got this. Don't give up. Underneath the waning moon, sweet relief will be here soon. You can try again. I know you got the strength within to let a new day begin. So hear me when I say, don't give up. Oh, don't give up. 'Cause you're more than enough. enough. You sing, oh, you got this. Don't give up. Sun is shining free. You always got me. And even when it rains, this pain will end.
Beautiful. Tell us about that song.
Okay, so that song was written actually with my nephew, who sometimes plays bass in the band with us. He's actually an animator, a film director and an animator, but he's a really good bass player and a great guitarist and a really cool songwriter. And we were just, yeah, that pretty much says, that's what it says on the tin. That was really just a song about just going for it, just keep going, no matter what's going on, just, we've got you. It's just about being there for someone and just trying to encourage them to just keep at it, keep going.
Beautiful.
Thank
Your
you.
messages are absolutely, spot on.
Thank
Everybody
you.
needs to hear all that. You know what I mean? Especially the last 5 years or so, right?
Just a bit.
You know. So now,
My thoughts, what is it? My thoughts and prayers are with you all there.
so how often are you in your home? Is it your home studio?
Well, my studio is at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not at home at the moment. I'm in a little place called Robin Hood's Bay, which is in the north of England. And I'm here with some friends who are recording an album with Martin Carthy this week. So I've just come up to see them all and say hello. But I have a studio at home.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm in there most of the time.
Most of the time. Okay. So, okay, do you have any children?
I do. I have one daughter.
And how old is she?
She's 25.
Is she in
She's
the music industry?
She is not in the music industry, no. She's a computer scientist doing
Oh
AI
my
and
gosh.
robotics. She does AI and robotics.
Well, we should introduce her to my grandson who's 24 and he also is computer scientist.
I know.
Okay.
It's so handy though, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's crazy. It's
I know.
so different. So, okay, I'm not into astrology at all, but my birthday's tomorrow and I'm a Pisces. And I
Okay.
say that, what sign are you?
I'm a Gemini.
Okay, so I get it. Okay, one of my good friends is Gemini. So we're very, we have different sides to us and we have a
Yeah.
lot of artistic abilities, and all that stuff. My grandson is a February Pisces, so I say they're different. All right? He's all brains.
Well, my daughter is the same as my sister. They're both Taurus, and they're both, low key. They're both low key and shy, and not demonstrative at all. And then you've got me, the Gemini.
Okay.
Split personality, two-faced flirt.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So now let me ask you something. How can people get your music?
Well, I am on Spotify, which is Auburn with Liz Lenten. We're on all digital channels, but everything is on Spotify, we're on Apple Music. We're absolutely everywhere. Everything. Also, my website is auburn.org.uk, and that's got all the news on. We're also on Instagram, we're on Facebook. But if you go to the website or Spotify, and the new podcast is on Spotify, and that's called Behind the Scenes of an Indie Artist, and that's me and my producer chatting to all the different people that I've collaborated with over the last 25 years. So producers, writers, PR people, publishers, just everybody that I've been working with. It's all about them.
So that's so cool. Oh my gosh. So what's like in the works for you? What do you see that's happening?
Well, I'm still working on tracks. I've almost finished the tracks for the new album, which is called Behind the Scenes. And every single track on the album is a collaboration. So some are writing collaborations, some are production collaborations, some are just think tank collaborations. But every track on the album is a collaboration of sorts. And that's called Behind the Scenes. And that's coming out on vinyl only. At the end of the year, but I've got a couple more singles come out through the spring and summer.
So now I have a silly question for you. I think I know the answer, but I could be wrong. What do you love most? Singing, playing your instruments, or songwriting?
Songwriting.
Oh my gosh. So, okay, I'm a poet, and I had in my head you were going to say that. I was hoping you were going to say that, okay? Yes. It's amazing.
I love singing and I love playing.
Yes.
But the most joy for me now is writing, without a doubt.
Okay. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. So, because like I'm an artist, I paint, I draw, all that. But my passion over the last 10 years really is my poetry.
Yeah.
You know?
It's such a, people have always said to me, how have you coped with all the stuff that you've had to deal with in your life over the, particularly the last 10 years have been fairly trying, to say the least. And I always say the same. I write songs. That's how I process all my emotions. Happy stuff, sad stuff, good stuff, bad stuff. I process it all by writing songs about it. And yeah, that's the way I cope with stuff, and that's the way I process.
Yes, a lot of people, I've interviewed, over the years, and they say the same things, of course, because that's like an outlet,
Yeah, exactly. I think
a healing
any
outlet.
form of writing
Yeah.
is an outlet, isn't it? It gets it out of there somewhere else.
Yeah, it's a healthy outlet.
Yeah.
So now tell me about some of your tattoos. What do you have?
I have these, my peace poppies.
That's
there
so
is a story
cool.
behind this, but I can't tell you because it's about my daughter and she's incredibly shy. And if I talked about it, she would never probably talk to me again.
Okay.
But that's to do with her. That's my moon and that's my sunrise, sunset.
Okay.
And I've got others, but I can't really show you.
Yeah. What's your favorite one? The one on your arm?
Yeah, this one because it's about my daughter.
Yeah. It's personal. Okay, beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
When I was little, my mom's dad, so my grandpa, he was in the service, and back then they all had black and white tattoos on their arms.
Yeah.
So he had tattoos from shoulder to his wrist. So whenever he hugged me, that was like I loved it, So as I was getting older, every time I saw people with tattoos, I just got this amazing warm feeling,
Oh,
and remembered his arms being wrapped around me. So I just love it.
Oh, that's so cool. I like the colourful ones.
Me too.
People always say to me, is that real? Is that actually a tattoo? And I'm like, yeah, it is.
That's funny. Oh, my gosh. So I also owned beauty salons back in the 80s and 90s. My granddaughter is 9, and she wanted her hair green, so we got her hair green and all that. And I used to have pink and purple hair. Did you ever have color hair?
I have pink and purple.
Okay, this is crazy. Okay, all right? Yes.
Okay, pink and purple. I had pink and purple stripes.
Me too. Okay, I was one of the first back then to do it. Okay, it was called jazzing. Yes. All right.
I was working as a hairdresser's assistant as a teenager. I got to sweep the floor and pick up and make the tea.
Okay.
But I also got to have pink and purple in my hair.
All right, you're my new bestie, okay? Listen. So what else would you like to tell everybody listening?
Oh, gosh, what can I tell you? Well, I could talk a little bit about my community work.
Okay.
That I absolutely love because it means everything to me.
Okay.
I've been running a children's music club, a village music club in a little village for 20 years now.
Okay.
And we do a project every year. The last couple of years, we've done a co-design project, so the kids basically get to decide everything. So we with them wrote a show called Big Dreams, and the theme of the show was basically about going for it, even if people tell you you're no good, or tell you you're rubbish, or tell you there's no point. It's about just following your dreams and going for it. And so we wrote this show with the kids, and I think it's one of the best ones we've done over 20 years. They came up with the songs, they came up with the set, they came up with the script, they came up with the concept, they came up with everything, and we just sort of steered the boat. So I really, really, really love doing that. And I've recently qualified as a gender affirming voice and communications coach.
What does that mean?
The gender affirming voice, it's really working with trans and non-binary people who want, it's not about getting your voice higher or your voice lower. It's about finding your authentic voice, the voice that feels real and to you. Because a lot of gender affirming voice was just about, you know, getting high pitched. And to be fair, there's not many women that do talk like that. We just don't do it. And men don't really talk like that, you know. Or, well, I know a few that do, I'm sure you do. But it's about trying to help people find their authentic voice, find a voice that feels more natural and more comfortable to them in their identity.
Okay. Wow, that's really cool. How often do you do all that?
I do it all the time.
Okay.
I have my choir, my youth choir. I do every single week. We do the music club shows. We do them for 3 months of a year because that's, you know,
Yeah,
it's intense.
that's cool.
And the other work that I do all throughout the year.
Okay, beautiful. Wow, that's really nice. Amazing.
Yeah,
So I'm going to read a poem out of my book.
Oh, thank you.
And it's called Utilizing Gifts and Talents. And that's what you're doing in your life. All right, people need to know, because I get a lot of messages after these kind of shows, and people say, I wish I could sing like her. I wish I could sing like him. I wish I could write like you. People need to know they have something to offer, no matter what it is. I mean, I even say, you know, sanitation workers, what would we do without them? Okay,
Yeah.
So, right? I mean, think about it. Everyone has something to offer. So if you're doubting yourself out there, please listen to every single word of this poem because it's for you. Here we go. Utilizing gifts and talents. We are born with talents, we are born with drive, with different gifts to help us thrive. I knew early on I was born to draw and paint, to also write poetry, and to talk without restraint. Our gifts and talents should all be used, God's gift to us, not be abused. We can go far in life for sure, using our gifts to go on tour. All our talents should be used to create ourselves and more, but then our job's to share them, to even up the score. You see, in life, what's needed is not just for ourselves. Once our gifts are mastered, take them off the shelves. A living we can make by spreading them around, not just for the money, but to spread a peaceful sound. So don't take for granted the gifts you're given. Go out and spread the joy. Our gifts are not to be held back for us to self-destroy. Put your efforts forth. Do not hesitate. All your talents, my friend, are never second rate. Never hold them back, or you will surely die. Maybe not in body, but your soul will cry. Our gifts were made to share, our talents made to soar. Go through life enlightened, and then you can roar. Be proud of who you are. Be happy you're alive. Once again, my friend, your gifts will help you thrive. By putting efforts forth, not keeping them at bay, your name, Liz Lenten, baby, will live forever, forever and a day. So go through life excited for what you sure can give. To yourself and others is our reason to live. Our grave will be quite lonely, but our legacy lives on. So make sure people smile with the breaking dawn. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
Thank you. What a love. Thank you so much.
You're doing that, even with the children. It's amazing.
Thank you.
You know.
Oh, I would love to share that with my youth group if you're
Well,
happy.
If you email me, I'll email you the poem, okay? Just
Please,
remind me
please.
or send me a text. I will email it to you.
Thank you.
All right. So,
Oh,
everybody out there has to know, right? That they all have something to offer. I mean, like,
thank
look at what
you.
you do. You wear so many hats. I mean, that's
Yeah.
amazing, and so do I. I run poker games. You don't know. I mean, and I'll never stop being me.
Yeah.
And, so you make so many people happy. I mean, even your personality. Look at you. You're so bouncy and bubbly. You're adorable.
Thank
So,
you.
we have a few minutes, so I don't want you to say, "Oh, I should have said this. I should have talked about this." The mic is yours.
The mic is mine. Well, I would say to any songwriters out there, you know, for years I didn't have confidence in what I was doing because nobody's perfect, and you can pull apart what you do till you're blue in the face. But at the point that I learned, somebody said to me once, the 95% of what you write is not your best 5%. And that really helped me because it made me realize I just needed to write and write and write and not get too bogged down in trying to make everything perfect straight away. And as soon as I did that, and I just let it flow, I found that stream of consciousness and that flow was the best thing. That it was the best piece of advice that I had, was to just write, let it out. Don't edit, don't judge. You come back to that later, but just keep writing, keep writing, keep writing, keep writing. And so I just found that such useful advice to me. I would say if anybody's writing out there and you get stuck or you're not sure, or you start to doubt yourself, you start to double guess yourself. It's like, oh, this is brilliant. Oh no, it's rubbish. Oh, it's really bad. Oh no, it's not too bad. Oh, it's brilliant. And you go through that whole gamut, don't you? I don't anymore. I just and then I pick it up later and see what I can work on and what I can work with. So I just wanted to give that out to any songwriters because it helped me so much.
I have a cool story for you about my dad.
Yes.
So, my dad was from Italy, and we grew up in Long Island City, New York, and Queens. And at 12 or 13, my dad moved us to New Jersey to live on the same road as his brother, who met a Jersey girl when he was in the service. Okay? So most of my family's still in New York, in Astoria, they're all over, and so we came to Jersey. Well, I used to drive my father crazy. I have a brother, and he's a year and a half older than me, and we all live in Robbinsville on the same road. We're all very close. That's how it is. My daughter, my grandkids, okay, we're all very close, 5 minutes away. And we got that because of my dad, So anyway, my brother is the businessman. My brother was partners with him in his business and took over the business when But I used to drive my father crazy because I'm an artist. And he had a painting company out of New York and did very well. And I used to, if I got a new house, if I got a new salon, whatever it was, he would have to bring his men for weekends because the outside of my house down the road from where he lived on his road was hot pink, purple, and turquoise, the outside.
Wow.
Oh, yes. My shed was a bird shed, and I painted a big giant bird, and my mailbox was a dolphin. All right? So you don't know what I did to my poor father. So anyway, long story short, he used to pretend he hated my colors because he's like, why can't you just do white or off-white? Or why can't, what the hell's the matter for you? All this craziness, right? Well, my father gets Alzheimer's. And, well, prior to that, wait, one more thing. Prior to that, no matter what I did, I would go. I've been all over the world. I love traveling. I opened up my first salon in my 20s, and I'm only open a month. And my cousin says, we have an opportunity to go to Russia for a month with Lenox Hill Hospital. Are you in? I said, yes. My father wanted to kill me. He's like, you just opened a new salon. Or what the heck's the matter for you? I said, that salon is going to be there when I get back. Don't worry about it. So I drove him crazy my whole life. Well, anyway, so he used to pretend he didn't love all my colors. Okay? My father gets Alzheimer's. And it was in the beginning stages, and I brought him to my home, for lunch, and I made him lunch, whatever. And inside of my in my 55 and over place, my brother brought his crew, and I have all different shades of yellows and seafoam green in my bedroom. I needed sunshine, okay? Anyway, my dad comes, and he's eating, and he gets done, and he stands up, and he doesn't remember I'm his daughter, but he knows I'm someone special. And he says, I love these colors. He says, are you an interior decorator? This is beautiful. I cried because you know what? That was an incredible gift from God. He always loved my colors, but he couldn't tell me that because I drove him crazy with them.
Yeah.
But deep down, God let me know that he did love my colors.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
So sweet, yeah.
So we have to stick true to ourselves of who we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anybody out there, listen, if you're doubting yourself, or if you feel like you have to do this because this is what your parents want you to do, or you have to do this because your friends are doing this, and if it's not what you want to do, stay true to yourself. Okay? I mean that from the bottom of my heart, right, Liz? Tell them.
100%. If you can be yourself, it's a gift.
It's a gift.
Because so many people do not feel able to be themselves.
That's right.
And, and they do get towards the end of their lives and they're saying, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I say that? Why didn't, I'm 100% be yourself. There's no one else to be.
Well, Liz, this was amazing. You honored me today. Your songs are off the charts.
Okay?
Thank you. Wow, beautiful, beautiful. I just want to thank you. My producer's smiling, okay? You've honored us here on the Geri Petito Show on Hamilton Radio. So thank you so much.
Thank
Everybody,
you so much for having me and for your support.
Share this show. Liz, I love your accent. Yes. Producer, take us out.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do.
Just what to do, just what to do.
If what you're feeling is really true.
Is it really true? Is it really true?
Just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.